Who is Moloch? What did he look like? Did he look like that? Did he look like a giant owl? Oh, there's no evidence for it. All we know from the sources is, well, we have what the Israelites wrote down, um, but we also have Jezebel's grandson starting a colony. And the colony is pretty famous, or was pretty famous, known as Carthage, and his main god was Baal Haman. Um, Pretty close to the, with the root of Gehenna, where Moloch's worshippers, had their infant bones stacked up, the valley there. Um, and we know the Israelites destroyed these abominations that were used for child sacrifice. So its arms were outstretched. It was made of bronze. Uh, and so by some accounts outside of the Bible, or maybe even inside the Bible, it had horns, but I believe only outside. So here's a good candidate, and here's a good candidate too. But he was also depicted like this and like this. And there's another way, I don't have it on me, but I'd say the best candidate for just a votive would be one of these two men with horns, especially at the outstretched arms. But these could be representations of him as well. Look at this feathered cap, just like the ones the Philistines used. And their neighbors, the sea peoples. So just like that. So this is a 18th and 19th rendering of what Moloch would have looked like. No, because we don't find that anywhere. And I definitely would describe that. But this one with the horns, or the gentleman sitting down wearing a very Canaanite headdress, it was found in Roman period North Africa, or just before the Romans got there. But this guy with the horns on his helmet, again, we see horns on the helmets of the sea peoples. So I don't think Dagon was a fish, and Astaroth was this, or Astarte, or whatever you want to call her. They were like the Greeks. They depicted their gods as humans, maybe humans with horns, or humans with this or that. But yeah, we know for a fact that infants were sacrificed on a massive scale, both in Canaan and in Carthage. That's undisputed. A practice which the Jews never committed. I should say the Israelites, the people of the Old Testament, never committed, unless they actually joined the worship of Moloch and rejected the worship of Yahweh, YHVH. And no Christian ever took part in this ritual either. I mean, it was deemed so repulsive by that time that the Romans even despised. Not just all, I mean, they still had forms of human sacrifice for blood sport, but killing infants was just seen as disgusting to them by this time. It was happening in other parts of the world, and 1,000 years after the collapse of Rome, it would be going full force and amongst the Aztecs. But that's a tale of a different story. I was going to start this talking about Peter Gilquist. There's no connection with him and Moloch.